In this video, I'm going to take a look at how you can position a tkinter label widget using the place method. We saw this computer program in the previous video in the playlist. These are the lines we usually expect to see when we're dealing with tkinter. Here you can see that I'm creating 3 scale widgets, giving them appropriate names, associating them all with the window that was created here, and making them all horizontal scales. If we come here, you can see that for each of the scales that I've created above, I'm using the place method, and I'm using these coordinate positions to place the various horizontal scales onto the window. So when this computer program executed, what you can expect to see is this output here. Look to the value of the x coordinates and you can see they're 50, 100 and 150. So if you look at the horizontal scale widgets as they appear on the window, you can see they're moving further to the right as you look at them because they're moving further along the x-axis. If you view the y coordinate positions, you can see they're going from 20 to 80 to 140, which means when you go and look at the scale widgets, you can see they're going further down the y-axis. So the coordinate positions that you see here are responsible for the layout that you see here. Before I move on to the next slide, please take note of these coordinate positions here used with the place method. Maybe pause the video and jot them down so you can refer to them. Let's consider this computer program. We have again the usual lines of code you would expect with tkinter. And here what you can see is I'm creating 3 labels. I'm giving them this name, and here you can see that I'm associating all of the labels with the window created on this line. And if you look here, you can see I'm setting various options for the labels I'm creating. Here you can see that the text properties of each of the labels, the first one's going to hold red, the next one's going to hold green, and the last one is going to hold the text blue. If you come here, you can see BG, which stands for background. They are being made red, green, and blue, respectively. And if you look to these options, the FG stands for foreground, and you can see I've made them all white. And that's the color that the text will appear as within the window when you run this program. Let's consider these 3 program statements, and you can see that I'm referring to the 3 labels that were created above. In each case, I'm invoking the place method, and I'm passing in the coordinate positions that you see here. If you note the coordinate positions, you can see they're the same as the ones I asked you to note down when we were looking at the last program in this playlist, the one that dealt with the scale widget. So we should have an idea how the labels will be positioned onto the window when we run this computer program. So let's run the program and we can see we get this. And if you look to the labels, you can see that they're all in different positions along the x-axis because of the values for x we've set here. If you also look again, you can see they are all in different positions on the y-axis because of the coordinate positions given for y here. The main purpose of this video was to show you that you can use the place method for different widgets. We've shown it for the label widget in this program, and the program we covered earlier in this video, we used it for the scale widget. Having considered 2 widgets and how they can be positioned using the place method, what I'm going to do now is to set you an exercise which is asking you to write a program that positions 3 tkinter spin boxes using the place method to produce the following graphical user interface. And this is the graphical user interface here. And these are 3 spin boxes. I'm not going to outline what these are used for on a graphical user interface, or even look at the code that allows you to alter options associated with each of the spin boxes. All I'm asking you to do is to produce the graphical user interface so they appear positioned as you can see here. To assist you, I'd like to give you this hint. You can see I've chosen a suitable name for one of the spin boxes, and here you can see that I'm creating an instance of the spin box that's going to be associated with the window that will have been created in an earlier line on the program that you're going to be writing. Please consider subscribing to the channel and click the bell to ensure you get an update every time I upload a video. Maybe you would like to consider supporting the development of these free videos via Patreon. In addition, why not follow me on Twitter and also check out the supporting website.